Here I made it into my camper and everything. It's all set up as it is, and uh, basically I took a bunch of old leftover walkway brick that crumble kind of. They're like the flat walkable, trail path bricks. They're Some of them are in squares, other ones sort of more of a 3/4 and everything. And I laid them underneath the camper here just for the you know notion that the grass might grow rather quickly, and it's something to be ahead of this situation of any upkeep, regarding having to trim underneath the camper, and if any unwanted grass or even small trees or whatever starting to grow through, or weeds and all this and all that. There's a little bit of the underside that I had to patch, as far as like areas where like squirrels and chipmunks could jump up, or mice or anything like that. So a little bit more I have to get through with that, and I'm gonna get some sturdy duct tape and everything. I was trying to do a little bit of some reading about solar panels available to keep things for what they call dry camping charged up with some of the things like that, but certain home life relations or whatever kind of like just made me decide to come up here and just figure out what times I could, look that up, find the benefits of doing so and everything like that, because I'm going to need either electric to get a computer running, and hopefully a microwave. That way I can get hot water going and everything like that. Otherwise, use propane for the stovetop. Not sure how much propane is left in here. I'm not sure about the battery system and setup, or how the battery hooks up to a solar power and all of that. And I'm not going to do a generator situation necessarily. I really don't think I'm going to run off a generator. Right now, though, I don't know how much battery power is left and how much, consumption it uses. So, I'm going to keep this device off, this smartphone. I have to wake up and try to job tomorrow and everything. Hopefully I can get to it. I don't even know if they expect I'm going to show up or not. I don't have any, um, Wi-Fi or mobile connectivity up here. Some places you can at least get a mobile hotspot and so on. I don't at this place right up here, so something to figure out. There's a situation of surviving, basically, like, you know, family emotional abuse, family alcoholic emotional abuse, and things like that. And none of those programs ever worked for me to go and like talk to other people about it, really, because I just want to be active in my life and do things and be productive. But man, it's like I have to talk about it myself someday, I suppose, seeming as I could survive the situation. I'd like to talk about um, new age fakery. I'd like to talk about self development as a personal process and everything like that, and all the steps that I took. Basically, being an outcast no matter what, which has not been so fun. Being a creative human being, still with the aspect of wanting to reach the best of my potential. Haven't given up. Haven't taken the path of drugs or anything like that. Feel pretty exhausted. Feel pretty shitty. Um, and I don't feel hopeless or anything. I ended up getting a camper finally. It's a space. So there's a camper. There's that old crappy one out there, that 1976 one. It was like barely a refuge at all. Out there is a barn, and the second level of the barn has electric hookup available and all that kind of thing. It's just I have to get the electric hookup correct for this, so I don't like have the breaker go or anything, or screw anything up, like if I'm using the microwave or the heating system or the cooling or whatever. So yeah, um, I have to escape that energetic vampirism crap though, because that's intense. And I'd like to talk about the atmosphere of other towns that I visited and everything too, which I kind of touched upon as I was driving around. Sure, sure, I was acting all quirky and everything like that, and feeling festive and alive and everything. Part of a version of a character, to go into and everything like that. I like to discover and bring about the examples of different kind of element, not really personas, but just different aspects of the being or whatever. Everybody has their ups and downs, their fire and ice and so on and everything like that. Hold true to each one that you are, so long as you can maintain having a middle ground being the goal point for those situations. I really would need some connectivity into a network though. That's what I was hoping to do, but I had to scram out of there. It's getting really bad yet again. So, I'm gonna go over the situation of basically being an outcast. Your dad's dead and everything like that. You're not getting in Michigan, like up there where he was towards the end of his life. Getting back into trying to like network with human beings and everything, but still being very guarded as a human being and not really like totally being open to other people, especially when you've been basically used for the things that you have to offer so often and everything like that. And being in a really just interesting area of social dynamics and sort of yuppieism in this whole county that seems to be getting worse and worse. But still trying to do things my own way. I guess you'd call it a bohemian way. I don't know. I never knew there was a word for it really. And I don't like niches and I don't like labels. And even if they're accurate, I still, if anything is come to a definition, it basically seems like marketing. And I try to inevitably jump out of anything, even if it's kind of close to active and all that sort of thing. So that's how it goes though. I've survived this far putting up a guard and fighting, through. So I think I can keep going. It's just you don't really find a lot of other people encouraging your own uplift, that's for sure. So that's how it goes though. So trying to think about how much things I have on me that I could use right now. So, you know, if I wake up tomorrow, if I get any sleep tonight, rather, if I get any damn sleep, I'm gonna try to bless this place as a place of some actual peacefulness and everything. I just really was hoping to read about whatever solar panel I would need and then purchase it and then hopefully be near the done point of big purchase decisions because getting this hauled last night was about a grand and they did a wonderful job and everything and I appreciate what they did because they did it really good. It's just a grand is a lot to me. And then it was under 7 grand, but close to 7 grand for this camper. And what I would do is build an overhead for this to get it protected from the weather seasons and everything. Even the walnut tree is going to start getting walnuts pretty soon and dropping obviously walnuts, not almonds, not hickory nuts, not this, not that. But um yeah, and that would be a huge expense probably if I did it using brand new materials and asking price, it would probably be competing with or over the cost of the actual camper itself. So finding what I can and getting good enough at building a, frame is very important. So I'm kind of racing battery life right now as far as this tablet goes and I don't know. I thought my adventures would be a little bit more exciting and I can go out and have some more exciting, adventures of life, but you think about people having shelters and then, protecting them and building them, protecting them, finding things to keep sustenance and survival and all that kind of thing. I was going to do a date and all that kind of thing, but, you know, I want to talk about the dynamics of new age females and the monotonous. I'm going to, what's trouble you're going to get in for being honest as a human being in today's world, trying to be balanced, trying to have strength, not trying, but having strength, then maintaining the strength. And then it's not like trying to exercise things because you exercise things. It says trying to be honest. Well, I am being honest. And if you go into the honest advocation of saying things how they are, people can either encourage and uplift honesty or they can try to destroy it and that kind of thing. So it seems to be a game of emotional wiffle ball, only using metal bats, not plastic ones, on this planet. So that's how it goes. I'm going to do what I can do still and bring the best of who I can be, work on things, have a lot of fun in life still. That's my one thing is to not, get beaten down by all the other people that want other people to be miserable. I've been honest with the way I think about stuff and everything and say certain things the way that I do, but deep down it's the inevitable aspect of, seeing life as something we could have a lot more fun and actually bringing back some sort of Renaissance thinking of some sort. It seems very important for me, but we don't really respect ingenuity or the path of attaining wisdom on this planet, and that's something that I want to do is attain some wisdom, um, but have some prosperity while doing so. So we'll see how that goes. How quick can you go to leap? Because I've been needing my own space for a bit, and I didn't want to get a dingy, crappy, nothing, nothing, nothing camper, and this thing seems nice enough, so I'm gonna respect it and make my own space to be. And I'm going to talk honestly. I'm going to talk very honestly about my life path And a lot of people will find themselves not having anyone speaking out about that, and I guess I'll be somebody to do that. And a lot of people get really upset by some of the things that I say too, which isn't it's not fair for themselves. It doesn't matter if it's fair to me or not, but it's not fair for themselves to be upset about things that might touch toward a lot of the double standards, especially in what they call the new age communities or the spiritual communities, or people that study self-work, people that study the taros, people that study self-sustenance and everything. But I think the self-sustenance community, I think the people that are like into like DIY and living on their own terms and everything, I think they're pretty fair actually, and they know what they're talking about, and there's not really a lot of guff or anything in that aspect. you know it's just for things thatVe been interested in, especially in the area that I'm in and everything like that. Is it very bizarre that I haven't been like, really into getting like quite a bit of shows and have gotten as far doing the things that I do, based off some of the things I've been discussing, like cult thinking and nepotism, and you have to, be a factory pressed version of the alternative. You can be alternative, but it has to be a factory pressed version where there's no danger to new idea really, you know. And I guess I kind of bring that uncertainty factor because I'm not always so certain myself. I'm just following intuition to a way that I don't really think a lot of people would believe so often, how much in the intuitive sense and how much improvised spiritual invocation goes as far as song creation and media creation and things like that. But I'll be damned if I'm not either shadow banned or shunned for so much of it, you know and I'm not backing down is the thing. I'm not gonna ever turn towards doing what I see is already successful, because a lot of it makes me feel like I should probably be sick for paying too much attention to the yuppie, hipster, trendy crud going on. But they run the circus now at this point, pretty much. But I'm here as a kind of animal beast they've never seen before, so I'm gonna have fun with that. That's my vlog on this day, on the 28th. So tomorrow's a Monday, and I'm gonna start making a few extra dollars back, maybe. I don't know.